But unfortunately, today, many animals and birds are endangered. According to the latest report in 2020, the global populations of mammals, birds, fish, and amphibians and reptiles declined by an average of 68% between 1970 and 2016. African elephant. The African elephant population has declined by approximately 30% over the past decade due to poaching and habitat loss. Sumatran tiger. It is estimated that there are only around 400 to 500 Sumatran tigers left in the wild, primarily due to habitat destruction and illegal hunting. Black rhinoceros. Black rhino populations have declined by more than 95% since the 1960s due to poaching for their horns. And Great Barrier Reef. The world's largest coral reef system has experienced severe coral bleaching events, resulting in significant coral mortality. It is estimated that half of the coral cover has been lost over the past 3 decades. Freshwater species decline. Freshwater ecosystems, including rivers, lakes, and wetlands, are also under threat. The Global Freshwater Biodiversity Atlas reports that freshwater species are declining at twice the rate of terrestrial or marine species, with over 20% of freshwater species facing extinction. Natural habitats and animals and plants are destroyed for land development and agriculture by humans. Poaching and hunting of animals for fur, jewelry, meat, and leather are other important factors that contributing to the extinction of wildlife. If soon no rigorous measures are taken to save the fauna, it would not be long before they find a place on the list of extinct species. And that would not be all. The extinction of wild species will certainly have a fatal impact on the human race. So for us human beings, it becomes a great responsibility to save the wildlife, our planet, and most importantly, ourselves. The goal of this event is to raise $500 to send to the World Wildlife Fund. The money will then be used to help the wildlife recover. Up to now, we have raised $456, or 91%. Now, to kick off our event, I'll begin with a memorized prose called Is the World Listening? Do you hear that? Listen closely. The birds have stopped chirping. The bees are not humming. When I look around, all I see are walls. No trees, no beautiful horizon, no life. If I wanted to see the circle of life in motion today, I'd have to watch The Lion King. I've always loved animals. Well, except for the mosquitoes in the summertime and the spiders in my closet. So much so that I once had the opportunity of a lifetime that I could not refuse. Traveling to Africa on safari. There, from a safe distance, I could see that circle of life come to life. Lions roaring, zebra grazing, antelope racing, and elephants screeching for the entire world to hear. My tour guide looked at me as I stared out tearfully into the savannah and asked, "Amazing, isn't it?" I wanted to say something like, "Oh yes, definitely." But in a sudden jolt, my heart took over. I wish more people knew. Is the world listening? These animals everywhere, are in grave danger. As humans have walked across the earth, claiming land and creating permanent settlements, we have done so, largely, at the expense of animal life. The environment, along with many animal habitats, don't exist anymore. Rather, they are forced to endure our environment, our walls, within which they are not truly free. It is time for those walls to come down. Not long ago, we did not need to travel to Africa to see nature thrive. If there's any chance for the wildlife to recover, humans must not interfere. To restore animal habitats and ensure that animals are free to thrive on Earth, we must reclaim parts of our planet for animals. Animals have different needs for survival. For many millennia, the environment has provided the right balance so that all animals have those needs addressed. Food and water accessible, global warming controlled, natural habitat thriving. Today, our environment is unbalanced. For every animal that actually benefits from climate change, such as those mosquitoes, jellyfish, bark beetles, and opossums, there are thousands of other species that are not surviving global warming. Imagine what would happen if you could no longer get a full night's sleep, could no longer find food, drank water occasionally, and struggled to get all those normal things working again. We would become sick, and the risk of death would increase. It turns out we don't need to travel all the way to Africa to experience the beauty of wildlife. Not far from most cities in North America, we find zoos. Designed by humans to provide the needs of most animals in size-friendly and monitored spaces, zoos have proven themselves to be safe havens for animal populations that are dwindling. At the right age, these animals are released into the wild. For endangered species, this is a lifeline. Many people therefore believe that our answer to the problem of animal extinction is more zoos. But zoos cannot provide the amount of space an animal has in the wild. This is particularly the case for species who roam large distances in their natural habitats. Animals, just like humans, deserve freedom, even if that freedom to animal looks different. That freedom is simply to live, thrive, hunt, become prey, give birth, die naturally. It is simply to partake in the circle of life. Is the world listening? To restore animal habitats and ensure that animals are free to thrive on Earth, we must reclaim parts of our planet for animals. Animals need to go home to their natural habitat, to be the wild animals they are at heart. Currently, to preserve animal populations, we keep animals in zoos, but zoos are limited in number. Imagine what it could be like if we could hear the birds chirping and the bees humming again, if we could see the sun rise and fall, and flourishing green vegetation and trees instead of cement walls. You may think the walls we have built are strong, that everything is as it should be in this world, in balance. But let me be the annoying mosquito. This is not reality. Our walls have unleashed destruction onto the animal kingdom. This is why we need to reclaim parts of our planet for animals. Now, imagine this: a world alive again. Animals are animals, just like us. And just as we do, they need a home where they can thrive.